life is very much like surfing, because the waves. A surfer can't change the wave, but a surfer can adjust herself or himself to the wave so that he or she keeps moving forward. The sun is full of light, full of heat, but if you turn your face away from the sun, then you see a shadow. So that shadow is illusion. But when we face toward the sun again, we see that everything is full of light. When we understand in harmony with that truth what this world is, then we actually see it from a spiritual perspective, and we see its inherent spiritual quality. But when we're disconnected really from our own true self, then we see everything under the cloud or in the shadow of the false ego. That's the idea of yoga or true spirituality, to actually learn to live in harmony with one's own self. That consciousness is unique, but it's part and parcel of what is universal. And unless we understand that uniqueness of our own true consciousness, then we can't really appreciate the universal nature and how we're all actually connected. And Emerson said that the reason why there's so many problems in this world is because human beings are disconnected from their own true self. The senses, the mind, the intelligence requires to be in harmony with the heart. In these forests are among the largest, tallest, and oldest trees on the planet. Some of these trees are 2,000 years old. They're growing on a hilly terrain. The soil is very loose. And over the centuries, there have been massive earthquakes, windstorms, snowstorms. How do these trees keep growing? And now I will tell you the underground secret. The roots of the trees under the ground reach out to connect with the roots of other trees. And as soon as two roots meet, they embrace one another. They wrap around each other. In this way, he said, every tree in this entire forest is directly or indirectly connected and giving support to every other tree. The big, gigantic, ancient redwood trees are reaching out roots, and the little tiny redwood trees, they're just like threads to roots. They wrap around the big ones, and they get all their support. Unity is strength. This is a lesson of nature for humanity, that in unity there is true strength. It's the roots support. And similarly, the root of our consciousness really is our hearts. That's where all the blood is pumping from. And the heart is the sitting place of love. When we connect to that love within our hearts, then it expresses as compassion. And this is the greatest need in the world, to understand how we are all interdependent with each other, what we have in common with each other. From a spiritual perspective, life is sacred, and when we recognize that in ourselves, we recognize that sacred potential in others. We're not trying to find happiness through the things that we can get, but we actually understand that true happiness is sharing what we have within ourselves. That journey within. Things can give some amount of satisfaction to the physical senses and to the mind, but things can never give fulfillment to the heart.